particularly happy with my inside shape anymore. It's gotten a little bit loopy here, and so I really need to work on it a bit. But see how flat I have gotten that rim without it falling down? So I'm using my rib to kind of clean up this inside area. I have this right here now would be the weakest spot in the bowl. This is sort of the transition between this nicely shaped wall and the floor of the pot. So I'm going to concentrate on that for a minute and hope that I don't make the whole thing fall down. And if I wanted to really, I don't know if I like the inside the way it is, but this is just really for demonstration's sake. I can bring my straight edged rib here and really give this a very distinct outward fold. See how it's almost horizontal? Now, right there is where you're riding the edge of disaster. Because it is just about a hair from collapsing. But it didn't collapse yet, did it? So now I'm going to clean up my rim a little bit. And I'm going to take my sponge to the end. No, see? Okay, there. Did you see how that weak spot just collapsed? Okay, so that's how a bowl can flop. And once it has gone that far, in most cases you're never going to be able to raise it up again. But I wanted to show you, you know, I probably, if I were making this bowl, I would have stopped when it was kind of like this. But I wanted to show you how far I could push it before I had failure by using a rib in my hand. So I would encourage you to borrow any of my ribs that you want to. Let's just talk about rims for a minute. Once you get your bowl thrown, then it's time to look at possible what I call rim treatments. And rim treatments can be things like, I mean, you can practice making different rims and find the ones you like. You can come up against the edge of this with a blunt tool and give it like a blunt edge. See how that changed? Okay.
It brought it up too.
Right, right. Now the bad part about this one is that it makes a sharp edge up here at the top, which is fairly fragile, you know, in the finished pot. I can use my fingers to make a line. See how that's making a line up there? And finally, if I can get this done, one of the other things, those are all really easy rim treatments. And if you put a couple of them together, like I'm going to do right now, it really is what I call a compound rim. So it has a lot of visual interest. Not that this is any kind of a beautiful pot, but just the principles hold. So I have this line on the inside, right? And I can take my trimming tool, my pin tool, and I just get the rear end of it. And if I have a centered rim, I can actually run that tool right through the rim, which is not working real well with this one because this rim is floppy and uneven. But can you see how it makes a line? Okay. So let's get a part over here that isn't collapsed. So it makes a groove in where first we made the rim flat, then we put a groove in it, so it has that, and it also has this line on the inside. So if you were to take the shape of the rim, it kind of goes like this. You know, the cross section of that rim is complex, so you can do that. But you might also just prefer, I'm not sure that I can do this in this pot, you might just prefer to have a round rim. And you can use your sponge